Hey, it's Dan Morris and Kelly Renner. We're at the all-new PdC Area Arts Center, and this is the Dan and Kelly Podcast. And welcome into the Dan and Kelly Podcast. My name is Dan Morris, along with Kelly Renner, and we are here at the PdC Area Arts Center, the brand new PdC Area Arts Center. It's a cool facility. We've been able to take a look around. A little bit later on in the episode, we'll talk with Matt Lenz, band director here at PdC High School, and the guy in charge here at the facility, and we'll get some behind-the-scenes looks and talk about what's going to be coming up, including a big show with comedian Gallagher, going to be here in PdC in the month of April. So we're going to talk about that. First of all, it is warming up.
It's warm.
It's thawing out. Big change from our last episode where we were freezing outside.
Yeah, freezing.
And that was really cold. And we got a lot of comments on us doing that episode. Why'd you guys do it outside? Why weren't you wearing a hat, Dan? But it was a fun episode. We wanted to really embellish and get into the fact that the month of February and early March had been so miserable.
So miserable.
That said, it's really nice to be inside here at this beautiful theater. The one downside, though, about it melting and with all the snow that we got and how much rain we had in the fall is that right now it looks like there's a pretty good chance for even the possibility of record flooding along the Mississippi River. So that's going to be something that we talk about. I know that you, as an avid boater, are out on the river a lot.
Yep.
Spend a lot of time on the river. For a lot of people in PdC, they have to deal with some big-time problems when the river comes up, especially if we're talking the potential for record flooding, something rivaling what happened in 1965, and we know the kind of impact that had on this town. So fingers are crossed that the melt happens slowly, we don't get a whole lot of additional rain, and we have some good factors in play, because maybe as sort of exciting as it is to talk about, big things like this happening, nobody wants this to happen.
No.
And so we're hoping for the best possible conditions. So far, we haven't had that. I mean, the setup for spring flooding is about as bad as you can get, considering all of the factors that lead up to this spring. So fingers are crossed. Hopefully, we don't see that significant of flooding. But man, the odds are looking pretty good that we're going to have some pretty significant flooding, potentially record flooding here in the PdC area as we go into the spring. We'll see. Big weekend coming up in PdC. It is St. Patrick's Day weekend. Do you have any St. Patrick's Day weekend traditions? I know it's a big deal in PdC. What do you normally do?
So we like to get to the parade. So it's going to be the big parade. We usually do the traditional corned beef and sauerkraut. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. And so obviously it's a big weekend in PdC. And I think a lot of the bars and restaurants have some of their biggest, best days of the year. People are out from the time the parade is going on all throughout the day. And if they can make it into the evening, it lasts until the evening, or maybe they go home for a little bit, take a nap, and then come back out in the evening. It's just a big day in PdC. In fact, I talked to Bridget Nichols from Jim's Bar in PdC a little bit earlier, talking about what they got planned for this coming weekend.
We have our basement bar open. We have from both of our beer distributors, the 16-ounce aluminum bottles we sell, go through a lot of those during the day. We make our special pudding shots, and that's pretty much it. I mean, just the normal drink specials because it's so crazy, and of course our Bloody Marys that everybody enjoys. Definitely the busiest day we have by far. I mean, it's busy pretty much from the beginning of the parade until last year we were busy through midnight. I mean, it was finally rest time at midnight, but every year it seems like it's gotten bigger and bigger. I remember, by the nighttime it usually slowed down quite a bit, but now you don't know when the craziness is going to stop, really.
So yeah, looking forward to St. Patrick's Day weekend in PdC. We should do a float or something, right?
We should.
A Dan and Kelly float of some sort.
Yeah. Maybe. I think with the amount of time we have, we're just going to have to walk.
Or something. Or just watch the parade. Or just hang out and watch the parade. That's fine, too. There is a lot of construction going on. In fact, a few episodes ago, we had talked about construction going on in downtown PdC with the Waterfront Hotel. They recently received a big grant from the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation to help fund some of that construction. Congratulations to everyone that's involved with that project, and it's looking really cool. They talked to some of the media that were present at the event that happened earlier this month.
As we all know, Prairie du Chien is one of the most attractive tourist destinations in the state of Wisconsin. Each year we see more people flock to the area who are attracted to the beauty, the safe environment, and the unique history and culture. Brittany and I both grew up here, and we're proud of our town, and we're excited to be a part of the revitalization of the downtown area. Our goal with this project is to bring more people to the area, increase revenue for existing businesses, and initiate growth and development and new opportunities.
And another construction, I drive by all these every day in that part of town. And one day I drove by and I didn't know what was going on.
Me either.
And I see big construction equipment just go into town on this building. And I thought, well, what's happening here? But obviously they're still open, but undergoing some renovations, especially on the outside there. It's really visible. But they'll be back up and looking nice on the outside.
I'm
So,
excited to see it.
Yeah, pretty cool to see. Anytime there's construction in Prairie du Chien, it's a good thing, whether it's making something more useful or looking more nice, or a place like this. And with that, we're going to talk with Matt Lenz here at Prairie du Chien High School about this brand new facility. And we're with Matt Lenz. He's the Prairie du Chien band director and really Mr. Everything for this facility that we're in right now. And welcome to the program, Matt.
Thank you.
When it comes to this facility here, talk about, and you keep fairly brief, but talk about just everything that led up to this last few months of getting this place open and running.
Well, I mean, as far as you want to go back to the referendum and all that, I mean, they worked at it very hard for a long time, and community came through, and it was wonderful that we got the space. The process of building it was tough as a band director to watch this. It just took so long. It felt like it's like kids waiting for Christmas.
Right.
It's like it'll never get here, but when it finally did, we got in here about October time. And first event was the high school musical. Had basically just 2 weeks for them to figure out, first off, getting used to this space versus our little stage, but also us understanding the lights and the sound. And we're still working at it. Every day something new. We're always learning something.
And some big events that are going to be coming up here too. A big name comedian coming to this theater that's going to be really exciting in the month of April.
Certainly, yes. With Gallagher here on April 6th, 8 o'clock, you can get your tickets. I'll talk about that if you want.
Yeah, where can people get tickets? I know it's pretty cool because I've looked up the tickets too, and you can pick out your seats and everything.
Yes. The website is PAC .ludus LUDUS.com. So PAAC.LUDUS.com. Yes, and you can go on there. That's going to be our place for all tickets. So you can get tickets for Gallagher. Like you said, you can find your seat and see how close you're going to be. And yeah, it's kind of exciting. We also have our tickets coming for our event coming up on Saturday. The Uni Box. I say it wrong every time. Box Saps. Anyway, she's coming to us from Norway, her and her ensemble, and that's going to be Saturday night, 7 o'clock. You can get your tickets there. We're also selling tickets at the door for that event, but the Gallagher one is all online. So very exciting.
And how did it end up that you have this brand new, beautiful theater, and one of the first big acts that you bring in is a guy that makes a giant mess of everything?
Somebody had an idea, and they twisted an arm and made it happen. And kind of probably not. Not when I envisioned the first act, I thought maybe some music, plug them in, and fill the house, but. Yeah, I remember Gallagher from when I was a kid too. I probably saw some shows that I probably wasn't supposed to see at the time. But yes, I mean, I remember smashing everything, and it's going to be fun.
I'm interested to see how everything is laid out to try to, protect the nice new carpet that's laid down up in front here as well.
And that's a thing. Most of it is prep work beforehand. Sure. There's plans to cover, the whole front basically with an apron of plastic, and it's they got it all under control.
What do the students think of this new facility?
Oh, they love it. It's not like a gymnasium. I tell the kids, we used to, with a concert, we put the chairs on the floor, turn on the lights, bring in the stands, the instruments, blow. There it is. But here it's working, getting the right lighting, getting the sound right. It's just special to have, even for the audience, they can sit, their attention's here. It's not that gym atmosphere, and it's been wonderful.
Excellent. We're with Matt Lenz, Prairie du Chien Band Director and the go-to guy for this facility, the Prairie du Chien Area Arts Center. Check him out online and order some tickets, especially for that Gallagher show that's coming up in April. Congratulations to you and everyone else involved at the school district for this happening, this opening, and looking forward to everything that's coming here.
Well, thank you. Yes, and folks, come on out. We've got a lot happening, and we want to fill this place as much as we can.
And with that Gallagher show that's coming up, Gallagher, a huge comedian, one of the top 100 easily comedians of all time. And you think about the impact that he had with comedy specials in the 80s. Honestly, Gallagher, for me and someone of my age, Gallagher was the first comedian that I really knew existed, or I knew, oh, that's comedy. I remember seeing Gallagher comedy specials and just knowing, oh, he's the guy that smashes stuff.
Yeah, I think I have the same experience.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huge comedic force, and it's really cool that he's going to be here in the Prairie du Chien area, right here on this stage. Yes. And he's going to be bringing something like this, a Sledge-O-Matic. And we had one of these custom made. This is the official Dan and Kelly podcast, Sledge-O-Matic. Thanks to Nate Gilberts, he made one of these.
You.
And Kelly, I know your favorite pastime is going outside and smashing things.
It is, yeah.
Let's go do that right now. All right, well, we're outside of the Halls of Terror. I mean, it's kind of in deconstruction mode. It's not exactly Halloween, but since I know that Nick and Nate Gilberts are big into promoting the Gallagher show, and Nate Gilberts supplied us with the Sledge-O-Matic, we thought this would be a good, appropriate spot to do it. Plus, I'm not sure if we're too worried about cleanup in this particular spot. And if the river comes up, it's going to wash it all away anyway. So I think we're going to be okay.
We'll be
so,
okay.
Kelly, what are your thoughts before you go ahead and smash this watermelon in front of us? What are your thoughts going into this?
I am nervous. I have smashed other things like pumpkins before in my life, and I think this is going to be a little bit more of a difficult technique. So we'll see if this works.
Well, we only have one watermelon, so you have one shot, Kelly, so good luck. Okay?
I'm Kelly Renner, and this is the Sledge-O-Matic. Oh, yeah! There we go. Look at one.
That's going to wrap it up for the Dan and Kelly podcast for today. Thanks to Matt Lenz for showing us around and talking about the new theater, letting us in here too. Very cool spot to broadcast our podcast from. Thanks to Bridget Nichols, who was on the program today as well, and everyone else that's been a part of this episode of the Dan and Kelly podcast on PdC Today. For Kelly Renner, my name is Dan Morris. If you like what we're doing, like, comment, share, and looking forward to doing more videos. Where are we going to be at next week? If you have any suggestions, leave those in the comments too. Check it out. It's Dan and Kelly.